In the fiercely competitive realm of the NFL, where dreams can quickly morph into nightmares, Geno Smith's journey stands out as a testament to resilience and determination. Imagine being hailed as a college superstar, only to find yourself facing doubts and setbacks at the highest level of professional football. Today, we unravel the incredible saga of Geno Smith, a quarterback who not only battled the odds but emerged stronger, proving that it's never too late to reclaim your destiny. What twists and turns shaped this unexpected comeback story? And how has Geno transformed from a forgotten name into a beacon of hope for aspiring athletes everywhere? Stick around, because what you're about to discover might just redefine what it means to fight for your dreams. Geno Smith was destined for greatness from day one. Growing up in a family that valued athleticism, Geno's natural talent made him a standout even as a child. He showed early promise on the football field, demonstrating not just a strong arm, but also impressive speed and agility. This rare combination drew the attention of high school coaches and recruiters alike. Upon entering his senior year at Miramar High School in Florida, Geno truly exploded onto the scene. His performance was eye-popping, racking up over 2,500 passing yards and 30 touchdowns in just one season. By the end of his high school career, he was celebrated as one of the top quarterbacks in the nation. College scouts were flocking, and his reputation soared to new heights. Choosing to play for West Virginia University, Geno became an instant star in college football. He led the Mountaineers to dizzying heights, setting records like the highest number of passing touchdowns in a single game. His electric playing style earned him comparisons to some of the greats, establishing himself as a formidable force in the NCAA. Geno's college tenure was not just about numbers. It was also marked by his leadership on and off the field. He earned accolades and respect from teammates and fans alike. Yet, despite the exhilarating highs, he faced challenges, including difficult losses and learning experiences that would shape his resilience. By the time he declared for the NFL draft in 2013, Geno's stock was skyrocketing. Analysts praised his dual-threat capabilities and projected him to be a top pick. The excitement was palpable as fans eagerly awaited the announcement of Geno's future, believing he was more than ready to conquer the professional stage. But what came next was not simply a story of triumph, as Geno's rise to the top was just beginning. A thrilling journey that would ultimately test the limits of his determination and tenacity. Stay tuned, because the thrilling chapters of Geno Smith's career are just getting started, and the challenges that lie ahead would surprise everyone. For many college athletes, draft day is the pinnacle, a culmination of years of dedication and hard work. But for Geno Smith, the anticipation quickly turned to disillusionment. As the 2013 NFL draft unfolded, experts and fans painted a bright future for him, projecting him as a top pick. But as each name was called, Geno sat, heart pounding and hopes dwindling. Hours passed, and the excitement in the air turned into an unsettling silence. With the world watching, Geno had to process the reality that he would not be the first, or even the second, quarterback to come off the board. Finally, the New York Jets selected him with the 39th pick, still an honor, but not the glory he had envisioned. Touted as a future star, he found himself battling the stigma of being a second-round pick, carrying the weight of raised expectations that quickly felt daunting. As he stepped into the spotlight, questions loomed. Was he really the franchise quarterback they needed? Did the Jets make a mistake missing out on the hype surrounding him? With skepticism already brewing, Geno's journey in New York would prove to be anything but straightforward. The moment was bittersweet, signifying not just an opportunity, but also the genesis of a strenuous uphill battle. Would Geno rise above the disappointment, or would it haunt him for years to come? The answer lay in the challenges he would soon encounter on the field and off. And little did he know, this was just the start of a tumultuous chapter that would test his mettle like never before. When Geno Smith stepped onto the field as a rookie for the New York Jets, expectations were sky high. He was hailed as a breath of fresh air after years of less than stellar quarterback play. The franchise's hopes rested on his shoulders, with fans eager for a revival. His initial performances showcased glimpses of promise, yet they were often marred by inconsistency. The atmosphere in New York is electric, but it can quickly turn toxic. As Geno faced increasing pressure from fans and analysts alike, The weight of those sky-high expectations began to take its toll. Week after week, he experienced the highs of exhilarating plays and the crushing lows of turnovers that left his team in tough spots. Critics began to flood social media, scrutinizing his every move. To add to the tension, the Jets' tumultuous locker room dynamic played a crucial role in Geno's development. A divided team with conflicting egos exacerbated an already challenging situation. As whispers of discord reached public ears, scrutiny intensified, with media outlets frothing at the mouth for more gossip. Geno muddled through, trying to stay focused in a chaotic environment. And just when it seemed that things couldn't get worse, a shocking incident took place. A teammate's unjustified punch during a locker room dispute sidelined Geno and raised questions about the team's unity. This moment marked a turning point, forcing him to confront not just his physical injuries, but the mental demons of doubt and frustration. His tenure with the Jets became a complicated tapestry of flashes of brilliance intertwined with painful setbacks. The once promising rookie season was overshadowed by the tumultuous atmosphere, leaving fans wondering, could Geno rise above the chaos and claim his spot as the Jets' franchise quarterback? But wait, the story doesn't end here. What would come next for Geno Smith? The answers might just surprise you. The road to recovery, however, is rarely smooth, and for Geno Smith, the setbacks were particularly harsh. Just as he started to establish himself with the Jets, a shocking incident turned his world upside down. In an unexpected altercation during training camp, Geno found himself punched in the jaw by a teammate, a moment that would not only sideline him for an extended period, but also ignite fierce media scrutiny and public speculation. This brutal confrontation brought to light simmering tensions within the team, and the incident became a sensational headline. Fans were left divided. Some viewed Geno as a victim of bad luck, while others questioned his leadership and resilience. Suddenly, a player once considered a hopeful future star was thrust into the chaotic spotlight, battling intense pressure both on and off the field. The injury itself was physically painful, but it paled in comparison to the mental toll it took on Geno. With doubts creeping in, he faced a pivotal moment in his career. Instead of letting the chaos shatter his confidence, he utilized this setback as a catalyst for change. In the weeks that followed, Geno delved deep into self-reflection. He analyzed his approach to the game and reassessed his mindset, determined not to let this brutal lesson define his future. Yet, despite much effort and resolve, Geno struggled to reclaim the starting position after his recovery. He found himself trapped in the shadows of the quarterback debate, fighting for a second chance and yearning for redemption. Would he bounce back stronger, or would this sequence of unfortunate events become the final chapter of his journey? The pressure mounted, but one thing was certain: the fighting spirit within him was far from extinguished. And while the brutal punch may have been a setback, it propelled Geno into the next phase of his evolution, setting the stage for the remarkable comeback that was soon to follow. After Geno Smith departed from the New York Jets, his journey took a quieter turn, transitioning from being a starter to riding the bench. The bright lights of the NFL dimmed for a while as he moved between teams, soaking up knowledge from the sidelines. During these challenging years, he reflected on both his strengths and weaknesses, slowly understanding what it meant to truly be a quarterback. While many would have given up hope, Geno immersed himself in preparation, studying game films, analyzing playbooks, and honing his skills in practice. His tenacity sparked interest among coaches, as they couldn't help but notice his growth and determination behind closed doors. Even as a backup, Geno took pride in mentoring younger quarterbacks, sharing his experiences and wisdom. This period wasn't merely about waiting for his chance. It was about becoming a stronger, more rounded player. He embraced the grind, training harder than ever, continuously pushing himself to improve while nurturing the passion that got him to the NFL in the first place. And then, when the opportunity arose, he would be ready. No longer was he the impatient young player who allowed the pressures of the game to overwhelm him. Instead, Geno had transformed into a seasoned competitor, waiting for the moment to prove that he still had what it takes to shine on the grand stage of the NFL. With this mindset, he started to earn back the trust of coaches and, more crucially, himself. The shadows became his training ground, and from them, a new Geno Smith was emerging, ready to seize his shot when it finally came. Little did he know, this transformation was just the beginning of a magnificent comeback. As whispers about his potential swaggered through the league, anticipation grew. Geno's story was evolving, and soon enough, the world would get a glimpse of his true potential once more. In 2020, Gino Smith entered a new chapter of his career when he signed with the Seattle Seahawks. This opportunity came at a pivotal moment, not just for the team, but for Geno himself. The Seahawks, coming off a strong season, were looking for depth behind their star quarterback, Russell Wilson. Little did anyone know, a twist of fate was just around the corner. As the season progressed, Wilson suffered a significant injury, thrusting Smith into the spotlight. With the weight of expectations on his shoulders, fans held their breath, wondering if he could finally rise to the occasion. Geno welcomed the challenge with a renewed sense of purpose. He was ready not only to prove himself, but also to show the world that he had matured from his tumultuous past. When he stepped onto the field, you could see it. The fire in his eyes, the determination in his movements. Geno's first game as a starter was met with skepticism. Many doubted he could command an offense that had once relied heavily on Wilson. But he quickly silenced critics with his poise and surprisingly sharp decisions. Throughout his time on the field, Geno's football IQ displayed a level of understanding he had cultivated during his years on the sidelines. He navigated through defensive schemes with confidence, making quick throws and demonstrating a newfound ability to read defenses. Fans began to see glimpses of the quarterback who had once lit up college football. But it wasn't just his passing that impressed. Geno's ability to evade pressure and scramble when necessary showcased the dual-threat capabilities that made him a high-profile prospect years ago. The excitement around him grew as he led the Seahawks through challenging games, slowly building a rapport with his teammates. However, this journey wasn't without its hurdles. There were moments of doubt and missteps that came with the territory of stepping into a critical role. But with each challenge, Geno remained focused. He was no longer the kid who waited for opportunities. He was actively seizing them. With his efforts, Geno not only won games, but also earned the respect of his teammates and coaches. This was a chance to reshape his narrative, and he was determined to do just that. The fans began to chant his name, and the atmosphere became electric. A previously unthinkable reaction that spoke volumes about his progress. As the season evolved, Geno's presence on the field palpably shifted the energy of the team. With every throw, every touchdown, and every hard-fought yard, he solidified his place. This was a fresh start, and he was prepared to capitalize on it fully. Geno Smith's first chance with the Seahawks became a turning point, one that set the stage for his eventual rise back to prominence and shifted perceptions about his ability as a quarterback. Imagine being counted out, dismissed, and labeled a career backup. That was the reality for Geno Smith heading into the 2022 NFL season. But he was about to rewrite this narrative. The stage was set for a dramatic comeback, and Geno was ready to seize the moment. With the Seattle Seahawks facing uncertainty after Russell Wilson's move to the Denver Broncos, Smith stepped in as the starting quarterback. Immediately, eyes were on him. A player who had once been seen as a failure, now tasked with steering the Seahawks ship. The pressure was immense, but Geno had faced worse, and this was his chance to silence the critics. In that first game of the season, Geno threw for over 300 yards, a performance that had fans buzzing and analysts perplexed. But it wasn't just the stats, it was his poise and composure on the field that quickly caught everyone's attention. He was no longer the rookie with something to prove. He had transformed into a seasoned leader. As the weeks rolled on, Geno's confidence soared. He delivered stunning performances week after week, showcasing a mix of precision passing and smart decision-making. His connection with his receivers, particularly DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, blossomed in ways few saw coming. Smith wasn't just filling in. He was elevating the entire offense to surprising heights. But that wasn't the whole story. Every great comeback has its challenges, and Geno faced his share. Critics were quick to pounce on any mistakes, using them as fuel for doubt. Yet, Geno's response was one of resilience. He brushed off the naysayers, focusing on the game, reminding everyone that struggles are often the stepping stones to greatness. By the end of the regular season, Geno had not only led the Seahawks to a playoff berth, but also shattered personal records, finishing with over 4,282 passing yards and an impressive touchdown-to-interception ratio. His efforts earned him a trip to the Pro Bowl. It was a stunning turnaround that solidified his place in the NFL. Fast forward to the playoffs, where Geno's determination took center stage. Facing fierce competition, he stood tall, a testament to all the hard work and sacrifice he'd put in. While the Seahawks ultimately fell short in the postseason, Geno had already won. He had proved to everyone, including himself, that he was not just a backup but a legitimate starting quarterback capable of leading a team. As the season concluded, Gino Smith emerged not just as a player but as a symbol of rejuvenation and hope, inspiring countless others who had been counted out. The 2022 comeback was more than just a chapter in his career. It was a revelation. What's next for his journey? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: Geno Smith's story is one that will be remembered for years to come. As we reflect on Geno Smith's incredible journey from a promising young talent to a resolute comeback star, one can't help but admire the grit and determination he embodies. He faced setbacks that would break many athletes, yet he chose to rise time and again, learning from every challenge. His recent success not only demonstrates his skill on the field, but also serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of perseverance. So, what lies ahead for Geno? With a new chapter unfolding, fans and critics alike remain eager to see just how far he can go. Will he etch his name among the legends of the game, or will new challenges test his resilience once more? One thing is for sure: Geno Smith's story is far from over, and we're all here for the next thrilling installment.